welcome to JFK International Airport on a very rainy day. Today's September 26, 2024, and we are preparing to fly the Cross the Pond event with VATSIM on October 19th. JetBlue pushing back from the Kennedy Terminal. We're parked at gate 47 in the PMDG 777-300 airplane I retired off of with American Airlines about a year ago. And I flew this morning flight a lot. It's the only morning flight we have now, at least since I retired, and gets into London Heathrow around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, taking off at 10 o'clock out of JFK. We're a little late today, it's about 11:30. But we're going to go inside, the crew's boarding, passengers are boarding, and we're going to pre-flight the airplane and get underway to New York. We go to the overhead. I'm just going to turn on the ATIRU. It's not going to be a full instructional, guys. Although I flew the airplane a lot, know a lot about it. There were guys probably better versed to do that than me right now. But here we go. Database is good. Today's, as mentioned, is September 26th. Position in it. I like to put in KJFK. There's no requirement, just an extra check to compare the coordinates. And the GPS gate will come up here in a minute. And we'll continue with the overhead. Got this column is good. All these columns are good. I'm going to go ahead. Window heat's on. Hydraulic pumps are off. These are on. Passenger sights off. I just know this. So the master bright, any one of the light rheostats that's on the white dot, this controls it. Real cool. If you come off the white dot, it won't do it anymore. So you can see there's a white dot. There's two. There's three on each side here. On the FO side, one down here, white dot, right? And another couple off to the side, and right there. Got about 9 of them, as I recall. I think the box might be ready for the GPS to be dropped in there. Let's get the flight plan coming on board. I've got a route request. Oh, I think first I need to do, guys, is go to the EFB. But it doesn't show up from SimBrief. Here we go. Request data from SimBrief. Departure, that's all in there. Now when I come over here, the lows, set payload, set fuel, and we'll wait for the route to update here and go back to continue to do the overhead. All right, fuel's all on, hydraulics are all on. I'm doing the columns. This is all good. Just happen to know that. We want to make sure we're indicating airspeed, heading, vertical speed, and that's good. And auto on here. We can go ahead and set 5,000 is the normal altitude out of Kennedy. 5,000. Although, you know, they gave me 4 the other day using Beyond ATC. I'm relatively new to Beyond ATC, guys. So I'm just going to set this, get it in the ballpark around 170. And runway heading's 224. On the Kennedy, it's just runway heading. But I'm learning, I love it. Man, I love it. But the purpose of this video is to show you about the Beyond ATC procedures during the transatlantic flight. It's great training. We'll talk about the real ATC procedures as they relate to that. And we'll also talk about the VATSIM procedures, which are coming up. If you go over there, express an interest, be part of that. I'll turn on the flight directors. Autopilot is engaged. Down here, I like to have data showing. And airports, that's my favorite. Airports, data, and of course traffic's going to be on there too. And let's see here. That's all good. And let's go to the box, load it. We'll wait for the execute light. Takes a little while. Back over here, we can put this one, him on legs. Will be on takeoff for the takeoff since we're going to fly it. Thinking about it. Descent uplink is ready. Activate and then execute. I'm going to route copy it while I'm thinking about it. We'll do something different here. Departure arrival, JFK 22 right, I do believe. Let me double check that. JFK weather. The only problem is sometimes the Beyond ATC has a different runway. Is there a VATSIM here? Oh, they got VATSIM going on. We could take off in VATSIM. That's fine. And you can see that 22 right, departures 22 right, VATSIM, departure Still 22 right, so that's all good. 22 right. And 22 right. 22 right, execute it. Departure arrival, departure, JFK, and 22 right with no transition. And then the arrival, London Heathrow, get to that later, is 22 Zurich, off Zurich, 1 hotel to 27 left. 27 left, go to Zurich, 1 hotel, no transition because it's off Zurich. We're not going to put in transition there. All right, that's all good. We'll put in the cruise winds, load it. Nice job, PMDG. This is great. Wait for those to update. There we go. Some of the long flights, you can't get all the winds in. There's just not enough room in the database. This short one, you can. Descent forecast and load it. And we're good. Go back to init, accept. Put the 0 fuel weight in there, double click. That's all good. Thrust limit 2. APU's on, takeoff. And let's go to the box and we'll get this all set. And come here. Performance tool. 22 right. Import. Get rid of the comma here. Import weather. 2010, calculate. There we go. We get a 5 and 46. 5 and 46. 5, 46. Here's our bugs. 62, 66, 72. 62, 66, 72. This one's 65, 68, 71, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so all that's good. Double click on the CG. Up. That's better, huh? That matches it up. Beautiful. 30, 30, thrust limit set. Page 2 here. Thrust reduction, 1,500 feet. And acceleration of 1,500 as well. That's fine. And we'll just go on we're on takeoff here. And let's see here. That's the box. Coming across, no one wanted flags. Got a 3010, 3010, 3010, but the flight directors are on. Things good here. RTO. And handles down, flaps up. Just double checking things, guys. We're going to start this in a minute. Get the ATIS. We'll be on number 1. Not going to set the freaks because it's going to do it for us. Let's start Beyond ATC. Like I said, I'm kind of a newbie with this. I'm really enjoying it. I did buy the premium package with 800,000 extra characters. I'll use some today just because I love you guys, all right? Here's Beyond ATC. We'll let you look at what we're doing. Welcome, Father Time. Thank you, sir. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you wouldn't mind. Connecting to the sim.
Beyond ATC connected.
I'm going to get the ATIS. I'm going to get the clearance. I do have to warn you that you do not want to activate, do the pushback on the GSX until you've got pushback clearance, because we do it to get it started, and it said you push back without clearance, so they didn't like that. It shows even though you're at the gate, you haven't moved, it thinks you moved. So when we get clearance from ground, we'll go ahead and activate it. You'll see. Learned that in London yesterday. So I did the westbound, worked pretty good. Let's do the options just so you see what we got here. Radio degradation, that's all I have activated here. UI on AI traffic is not available. There's a way you can get it, but I got on too late. You could get the special edition and have an alpha version. Don't have it. My push to talk is wired to my Boeing yoke. I'm going to use premium for you guys for the traffic voice model and the premium voice model. US mail right now is in there, but I could use one of these guys. I studied EasyJet Sim Pilot, so we'll let him do it. Voice sample.
Hello friends, followers and channel members. This is EasyJet Sim Pilot and I'm a guest voice in Beyond ATC.
That's cool. How about this guy? That's Squirrel. I don't know anything about this guy.
Hey guys, Squirrel here, and I'm a guest voice in Beyond ATC.
That's good. British Av Geek.
Hello everybody and a very warm welcome back to the program.
Yeah, this guy's
This is
smooth
British
as
Av
silk.
Geek and I'm a guest voice in Beyond ATC.
Yeah, you're too smooth for me. Good. Jeff, let's do this guy. I don't know who this is. Is this?
Oh, hello there. This is Civ Ryan, and I'm a guest voice in Beyond ATC.
That's a good one. And let's try one more. Is that this guy?
Hello everyone, this is Jeff Faviano, and I'm a guest voice in Beyond ATC.
Yeah, we'll use Jeff. That'll cost you some bits. So I started with 800,000, flew one flight, and down to, I lost 20,000 characters. That's numbers, letters, or symbols. So you can just do the basic model and keep these two at basic and not use up basic and not use up anything. Basic. So the modeling has changed since it began. All right, so here we go. Let's go here. If you click on this one down here, you can see where the aircraft is and taxi instructions come up. Click it again, you get your last instruction. That's cool. We're going to click here for the frequencies, and we're going to get ATIS. Well,
Departing runway 13 right. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Sierra.
Sierra.
Kennedy Airport information, Sierra. 1537 Zulu. Wind 145 at 8. Visibility 7. Rain. Ceiling 900 overcast. Temperature 2.20. Altimeter 3010. Landing runways 22 left, 13 left. Departing runway 13 right. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Sierra.
Let me tell you, no way they'd be landing on 13.
Kennedy Airport information, Sierra. 1537 Zulu.
With those clearances. I've got auto respond on, auto tune. I'll turn them both off for now. We'll practice everything. Right now I could request IFR clearance, but right now I'm going to do it via radio. Chemi clearance, American 142 Heavy, gate 47, information Sierra, request clearance to Heathrow. Processing, generating speech. Is it coming up?
American 142 Heavy, Kennedy clearance, thanks for Sierra, cleared to Heathrow Airport. Radar vectors merit, then is filed. Maintain 4,000 feet. Expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.9er. Squawk 0453.
Okay, American 142 Heavy, cleared to Heathrow Airport. Radar vectors merit, then is filed. Maintain 4,000. Expect 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure freq 135.9, squawk 0453. Sometimes I got yelled at last time for mispronouncing it. Processing the speech, using all those characters. Here it comes.
American 142 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 21.9 when ready for push. American 142 Heavy. Okay, so 0453 on the squawk, guys. Radio. 0453. So 0453 and TARA. They get departure there. We can go to ground and get ready for them. But remember, we don't want to do them until 1219. We do not want to do them until we're ready. So what we don't want to do is call for the tug until we're ready. So let's take a look at where we are. 308 passengers boarded out of 370. Let's take a look at we'll brief up our departure. That's what we do with the real airplane, right? 20.9. We are right over here at gate 47. We're going to 22 right, way over here. So typically we'll go out Tango Alpha. Alpha. They'll usually have us hold short here, then Crescent Victor, Charlie, Echo. Hopefully they don't send us backwards and send us up November Charlie. Got a little confusion last time. They said push facing southeast. Well, that I think you'd all agree would be to the right, but they wanted us to go to left and out November Charlie. That's what I got when I used this for the first time. This is my third flight. I did JFK Boston. I made a video, And yesterday I did London Heathrow JFK testing out with Beyond ATC. That's how I know it works pretty well. It did everything. It did London control, Shannon, Shanwick, Gander, skipped Moncton, went to Boston, New York, and on in. Worked up pretty slick. And the departure is just a Kennedy 5 departure, and that's runway heading for runway 22. 3000 is a good mid sector. If we need to come back in here, the ceilings are 900 feet. Altimeter is 3010. Checklist. Let's run the checklist, please. And 171 should be up here. So 171, we use VNav, but not LNav because we're going to use heading select. Let's go checklist. Oxygen's check. Flight instruments are good. Normals, flight deck door. I do believe it's closed and secured. I did activate the people on here, and let's go take a look at that in a second here. Good. Passenger signs. Let's go to the overhead. They're just about done boarding. We'll get everyone seated. We're running a little bit late today. MCP. We've got 224 runway heading 4000 is what they gave us. That's why we do the checklist, right? And 171 VNav, no LNav. That all looks good. So MCP is checked. Takeoff page 65, 68, 71, and its trim is 4.75. If we wanted to set the trim now while we're waiting, we could. We go to the flight control page, and it's not going to move unless we go to the overhead. And I'll just turn on electric pumps and come back down here and move this up to 4.75. So we have that out of the way. One less thing to forget. 4.75. Takeoff mode is selected. Speed. CDU pre-flight. Of course, we come in here and we check the database, which you guys already did with me. We go to the route page, walk through the route, make sure that's all in there. And we go to legs. The way we scroll through the legs is we come up here, we go to plan mode and step through each point. One guy reading off the flight plan, one guy reading off the box. That's all good. Come back up here and go to map mode. And lastly, we check Prague, and the distance on here is 3047, and we are 3071. That's close enough. That looks good. And you can see the block time, air time, 6 hours and 15 minutes. CDU is checked, trim is set, taxi takeoff brief is set, and we're ready for pushback. But I have to be, I can't just get them ready. I have to give them a call first. 21.9's in there. Kennedy ground, American 142, heavy gate 47 to pushback with information Sierra.
American 142 heavy, Kennedy ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Push and engine start approved, face southeast for American 142 heavy. So that's to the right, and we got to come back over here. So if I didn't do that, guys, they would have started yelling at me. Probably going to start yelling at me anyway. Let's go ground operations, remove chalks, ground operations, door management, close all.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yep, we'll get him in just a minute. Ground services, release all, door management, arm all, and we are good. Maintenance, it looks good. That's better, right? Automatic ground ops, ground connections. Everything is good.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Oh, we already did this. Why are we getting prepared for pushback again, right? Let's go outside. Make sure they're out there.
Locking gear.
Neat view, right? Nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Gotta go inside to do that.
Release parking brakes, please. All engines clear. Start at will.
It looks like we got a double pushback going. There we go. Let's go to the overhead. We got to get the pumps on. Auto. There's nothing in the center. Beacon should have been on before we pushed. We can go start on the right side. We're above 10, so we're not going to have to do anything. Let's let Bob start it, and we'll go outside, take a look. Goes. Okay, back inside. That was funky with the engine start there. All right, that's a good engine start. Let's go ahead and do the other one, overhead. Start. Good. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I've got a couple of things turned on, like the traffic there. I've got the FSTLL, whatever that is, FSLTL for flight sim traffic. I got that through the fly-by-wire installer. Got that going for us. See who else we got around here.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We've kind of a crowd here, don't we?
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
All right, the engine's good. Normally wait till we get the salute to start lowering the flaps, make sure they're away. We'll move that down. We're going to recall up here. No engine ice is necessary. No messages came up. Let's go to the overhead. Shut off the APU. Back down to the box. Recall's done. No anti-ice necessary. We'll do our flight controls.
Unlocking gear.
Trim is set. We'll do the rudder, and we wouldn't do this guys till they were gone, but we got all these guys on VATSIM or whatever they are with us here. We're not doing VATSIM. You could do VATSIM and use this when you're out of range.
This bypass pin removed.
Okay.
Left is clear, right is clear.
For takeoff checklist is complete. We'll go here. Wait for our salute. Looks like they're walking out there. Flash our taxi light at him. He turns around, there he goes, but he raises it. Tells he has our pin. There we go, we'll leave it on. Turn it off. And I have a salute. Yep, I have a salute, brother. Okay, let's get clearance. That guy should be leaving. There we go. Kennedy Ground, American 101 Heavy Gate, Foxtrot 47, taxi. right here.
Aircraft calling for taxi instructions, say call sign.
I'm sorry, it's American 142 Heavy, taxi Foxtrot. I said 101. Nice job, they caught that.
American 142 Heavy, runway 13 right taxi via November. Charlie Bravo, November Papa, Papa, Charlie Charlie.
Yeah, November Charlie, Bravo, November Papa, Papa Charlie Charlie for American 142. All right, guys, so that's behind us. So he said to push southeast, but we're not going to do that. So
Negative, clarify departure runway 13 right.
Yes, sir. Departure 13 right for American 142. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the overhead. That's cool. I didn't say the correct runway. He didn't like it, so here we go. Clear left, clear right. Parking brakes off. Here we go. So we're going to go around to 13 right, guys. We're going to go out Victor Tango Alpha. We can't go out the other way for obvious reasons. I'll tell you why. Right there. So be curious to see. We would obviously come on and tell him, hey, we can't go out 13 right. We can't go out November Charlie. We're facing the wrong way. He told us southeast, which we all agreed was to the right. And that's the typical way they come out. But then he did November Charlie, which is behind us. So we're going to go Tango Alpha. We're going to left on Bravo. Then we'll follow the routing that they gave us. Hopefully he won't yell at us. He won't say, American, where are you going? Which is always bad to hear. Clear left and right. Here we go. Now we have a camera on the 300, but to help us with the turns. It's really cool, but I'm not going to model that here at PMDG. Evidently, that was not something they can do. Guys would have liked it. You get to where, though, as an experienced 777 guy flying the 200s, 300s, you never needed the camera anyway. I'm not going to bother turning on the wipers because my experience is they don't really work. Try them. Probably make a liar out of me. We can do it to simulate it. How's that? All right, so let's do checklist. MCP and radius. We get the weights, winds, and temperatures come up. And weights, we came in under plan. We'll say winds or headwind and temperatures. So I did do a runway change, so right away we know we have to go to 13 right. Now something might be funky here, guys. Let me show you something. ATIS, VATSIM, they're still on 22. So we're doing it this way, though. We're going to go with Beyond ATC. Some of the aircraft that you see out there may be going the other way. Weights, winds, and temperatures checked. 13 right. I'm going to set up 134 on the heading. I go in here, heading 134, and I do have to set up the box, right? Because we set up 22 right. So it'll be tricky. Let me see if I can do it with pull back here so I can taxi and do this. Departures, arrivals. Through right. Woo! Takeoff speeds deleted. One, two, three. Come back up here before we go off the taxiway. Nice. All right, good. And weights, winds, and temperatures checked for 13 right. It's going to be runway heading 134, climbing to 4,000. So that's GCP, weights, winds, temperatures, and there's no real checklist on the Boeing checklist. It just works on the PMDG, on the Beyond ATC. But we ran one of, we were on the MCP, leadership control, the MCP weights, winds, temperatures, things like that. And hopefully no one gets mad at us for going the wrong way. But we are following their directions. I wonder if, remember someone told me, put this over here, that you can come here, right? And there's your instructions. Look at that. It's all highlighted for you. How was that? Is that cool or what? So that also does the last read back, but it also, you can see where you're going. A slew around there too. Not too shabby. And right now, guys, we have on auto respond, auto tune, that's all off, manual tune. We can start going. Let's try auto respond. We'll get our FO working for us and auto tune the radio. We'll let them do it, so I'll stop doing the radio transmissions just so we can experience that. All right, here comes our right-hand turn. Very cool. And so this is going to take us, our sequence would be ground, tower, departure, all on New York, then New York Center, then Boston Center, then Moncton up near Newfoundland, Canada, Nova Scotia, Canada, and then we'll get into Gander up near Newfoundland, and fly Gander, and then Gander Oceanic, and then Shanwick, which is the Oceanic, on the at 30 West, then Shannon, which is their air traffic control in the Irish airspace, and then we'll do London control as we make our way in, and do their approach control on their tower and ground all the way to the gate. So that's what it should do on Beyond ATC. I did see a couple of little gotchas there that I'll try, but this is really an exercise on how to use it and to prove that we can fly all the way from the gate at Kennedy and make it all the way to the gate at Heathrow using Beyond ATC. And as I mentioned, in the interim, while we're going along, I'll go over some of the publications for the real crossing, how it relates to it, and VATSIM, to prepare you for cross the pound, eastbound, the publications they'll send you, how you can get your clearances. For instance, if you have CPDLC, you can use that with a Hoppy code. If you don't, you can go to the Cross the Pond Oceanic website, which I'll show you, and get it there. Or you can get it by radio. Or they could even send it via the V-Pilot. But we're going to do all this stuff today using Beyond ATC. And there won't be any Oceanic clearance today. We'll just talk about it. We'll talk about contingencies somewhere. Now, this is 8 hours from the time we hopped in the airplane to the time we park at the gate. So I don't think you want an 8-hour video, so I may pause the video. Right now we are already at 33. I may pause the video at certain points to try to shorten it or edit it down, or maybe I'll try to publish it as an 8-hour stream type video and just timestamp it. You guys can jump around wherever you want. But some of you guys that don't know how to cross the pond, this should give you a pretty good idea. Now when they give us a frequency change, I can go down and dial it manually, or I can come in here and go to tower on whichever one they give us. This is departure control. They call it TRACON. That's New York Center. And pretty cool. Anytime you want to go to the center of the area you're in, you just click on that center freak. Whichever center your area you're in, it'll tune up that center. You don't know. I hope.
American 142 Heavy. Contact Kennedy Tower 123.9er. Have a good day.
Contact Tower 123.9er. American 142 Heavy.
How's that, guys? So that was the guy hired. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please. And I not chime yet, though. We can request departure.
American 142 Heavy, ready for departure. Runway 13 right.
American 142 Heavy, Kennedy Tower, wind 145 at 8, fly heading 130, runway 13 right, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 130, runway 13 right, cleared for takeoff. American 142 Heavy.
How's that? Cool? Or what? All right, final is clear. Clear for takeoff. Their chime. Lights are on. That is so cool. Using preview voice just for you guys. Using up some of my characters. All right, clear for takeoff. I think we can get rid of the wipers, don't you? Since they were just for effect. I find them very distracting in the real airplane. All right, what could go wrong? You don't want to get the power up too early. You'll get the horn because the center gear, which is a pivoting center gear, has to align. Right about in there, it will align. If you had engine ice on, you'd stabilize at 55%. Make sure they have a good run up.
Airspeed's live.
All right, we're above 55. Looks good, Toga.
Knots.
Check. Your nose is right where that speed tape is.
V1. Rotate V2.
Nice and easy. Let that tail clear before you go. I did notice I've caught the tail once or twice on the PMDG 777, which is a little unrealistic.
Rate of climb.
Gear up, please. Now you can fly, hand fly a little more because you got a co-pilot. Well, we won't.
American 142 Heavy, contact New York departure.
Contact New York departure. American 142 Heavy. Have a good day. New York American 142 Heavy 900 feet.
American 142 Heavy New York departure, radar contact, climb, maintain 17,000, altimeter 3010.
Climb, maintain 17,000, altimeter 3010, American 142 Heavy.
All right, there's 1,500 feet. It's lower.
American 142 Heavy, turn left, heading 040. Expect further clearance in about 15 miles.
Turn left, heading 040, American 142 Heavy.
All right, 040 in the heading. Here's flaps 1, so we can go flaps up. Our takeoff checklist is complete. Gear flaps up, not quite. Flaps are still coming up. Slats are stowing, I would imagine. There you go. They're up. Beautiful. And that's pretty much it. You can see it works pretty darn good. Beyond ATC. So I'll pause some things, guys, along the route and try to get this set shorter. We'll do the departure. You'll probably enjoy that with Beyond ATC. Right now, so we have them auto-tuning. I could do everything manual and then tune the here or use the panel. If I wanted to make it, I can do a request. Right now I could request direct to Merit just by going request direct to. They'll say tell us your fix. Watch, I'll do it. You ready?
American 142 Heavy, request direct to fix.
American 142 Heavy, roger. Say fix name.
Request Merit.
Request direct to Merit, American 142 Heavy.
American 142 Heavy, you're currently being vectored, unable Merit at this time. All aircraft be advised, information Tango now current, altimeter tree 009er.
All right, 3009 is set. Climbing nicely. Got climb 2 set. VNav, LNav. So this Beyond ATC is cool. I don't hear any other aircraft out here right now. That's coming. AI traffic. I just had that traffic injector on the ground. We'll see some in the air. There is a problem. I did say, you know, with Beyond ATC, once in a while as you can see, we took off on 13 right, and they were departing on 22 right. But that's all right. It worked out. Take a look outside. Right now, there's a Hurricane Helena down over Florida. I have a couple of kids.
American 142 Heavy cleared direct merit. Resume own navigation.
Cleared direct merit. Resume own navigation. American 142 Heavy.
Merit. How's that look? Looks good. Execute. LNAV. There you go, direct merit. We kind of were direct merit, weren't we? All right, we're out of 10. We'll chime them. And we'll get the lights out. That one was already out, wasn't it? Leave the strobes on. It looks soft, but there he goes. Should have been on. And logo off. Nav and beacons on. Everything else is off. There we go. Yeah, we missed one landing light and I missed the strobes. I thought I clicked it, but I guess I didn't. Alright, checklist complete through 10. Yeah, pretty cool. Beyond ATC. Let's show you guys a couple of things while we get a little time to kill. So they send you a packet. You've got to study before you do this. This is westbound. We're going to go eastbound. But it explains everything. It gives you the oceanic sectors, gives you basically an education pre-flight, tell you make sure your UTC is current. These are control centers that you could use based on what route you arrive. You'll get your route in the email, sometimes the morning of, the night before, with your cell call. And with that cell call, we make sure that's the cell call that you put into vPilot when you sign on. Under settings, flight plan. Settings. You have to make sure you got all this set up. Push to talk to set up. I got model matching, updates, minutes, etc. Okay. Mode C. Connect it. When you connect it, make sure you put in the cell code that they gave you. Another huge thing. Huge thing. Network call sign is already in use. That's okay. We're going to get out of here. Welcome to VATSIM login.
American 142 Heavy, contact Boston Center 132.3.
Contact Boston Center 132.3. American 142 Heavy.
32.3. Remember, got it all.
Boston Center, American 142. Heavy, good day. Through 14,600 feet for 17,000.
American 142 Heavy, Boston Center, good day. Climb, maintain flight level 350.
Climb, maintain flight level 350, American 142 Heavy.
35.
American 142 Heavy, contact Boston Center 128.1, see you.
Contact Boston Center 128.1, American 142 Heavy.
All right, there you go. How's that, guys?
Boston Center, American 142 Heavy, through 16,100 for flight level 350, direct merit.
American 142 Heavy, Boston Center, roger.
I'm going to check out our people. Oh, I thought I had the pretty light load. There we go. Look at that. You don't see that every day, guys. I'd show you guys the coolest stuff. This guy's on every flight right there. That guy right there. Hello, folks, coming through, crop dusting. What crop dusting is? You guys can tell me in the comments. Flight attendants, it's a flight attendant term. All right, out of 18, so altimeter standard. Our takeoff climb checklist is now complete. Lights are out. All right, so we're climbing up to our cruise altitude of 35,000 feet. We are talking to Boston Center. We're going to stay with Boston until we get to Moncton Center. Moncton is up there. I believe it's Which. Anyway, so you can see that's quite a ways to go. Yeah, Which is Moncton, which is like Nova Scotia area, and that's Canada. And with them, you use heavy. You'll say American. Right here, you don't really say heavy. These guys are saying it, but you use it Moncton and Gander. You use heavy. In approach control, tower, and ground, you use it in the U.S. You don't use it anywhere in the Europe, as far as I know. But Moncton and Gander want to know. Go here. So guys, as far as getting our Oceanic clearance, you have to wait until you're 90 minutes, within 90 minutes of the coast out. Now, VATSIM is going to be 30. The real life is 90, but VATSIM's 30. And our coast out point is Jupy. Right here, Jupy. So if you look at route data, 90 minutes, 1808, that would be, here comes public math, 1638 would be the time, and we've got right now 1618. So in real life, in about 20 minutes, we would start requesting clearance. The way we would do it normally, I don't think it's modeled here on this airplane, let me go to the radio panel, is through our ACARS. We have a comm page up here. Comm page like that. ATC. Log on. And you can put in Gander when the time comes. You can actually put in CYZM, I think is Moncton. I think it's CZQM. We haven't written down. The CZQM is Moncton. Not sure they'll let you do that. Put that in there. And then log on. And then we'll do it, network no hoppy logon code. Let me see where you put that. I didn't code hoppy code. Let me get a hoppy code in here. There's a hoppy code in here. Let me try that. And let me do that. I'm trying to do a paste there. I guess right now you're not allowed to. But anyway, ATC, once we get that on, we can do things. Log on status, CZQM, send. That's Moncton. It would automatically change over to Gander, Shanwick, and on we go. Review company. But that was all under the comm page. I don't think it's set up yet. But for
American 142 Heavy, contact Boston Center 124.85. See you.
Contact Boston Center 124.85, American 142 Heavy. Boston Center, American 142 Heavy, through flight level 280 for flight level 350.
American 142 Heavy, Boston Center, roger.
But if you want to go VATSIM, so that's how you do it through CPDLC in the real airplane. For VATSIM, you go to that track, this website, sign in with VATSIM, allow, okay, and I have to connect to the Oceanic. I would have to do the vPilot Connect. And connect and follow a VATSIM flight plan. It would allow me to do it. It would allow me to get my Oceanic clearance there. Pretty darn cool. And the other way is to request it via the controller when you're 30 minutes out. We're not airborne, so 30 minutes out, and they'll give it to you over the radio. So you can do it. The airplane has CPDLC from the box. You can do it from the NatTrack website, or you can do it through the radio, or VPilot even, sending a message, request Oceanic clearance. I tend to use that NatTrack. Real important point, and this bit me once. And I don't find it to be abundantly clear, guys. I honestly don't. But here's your flight plan. You go through your flight plan. Today we're filed on track, I think this was track Delta. Truth is, it'd be a random track normally because it's not active. But they got, when you do VATSIM, it will be an assigned track, and you'll go through, and they have their own track message. Here's the track message that for the day. It's not valid today, but with VATSIM you do it. You have to go to their VATSIM. So if they say track Charlie, and you look, go, hey, there's no track Charlie. It's on the VATSIM literature. So you have to find that track message, that artificial track message, and have that available to you for track Charlie. Now you can see today we're filed on, let's see, Brexit 4950 in Jupi. 4950 in Jupi. 4950 in Jupi. So we're right on track Tango. But track Tango is not active today, so it's considered a random route. And the reason is we're on a morning flight, and the hours of this track message are here. So we won't be at 30 West during that period. Right now it's 1622Z. That's not active till tonight, later on tonight. But you'll notice that Jupi, those track messages are. You would go to the VATSIM track message, not the one that's on your flight plan. VATSIM has their own track message. I got to admit, last time I didn't find it. I didn't find it anywhere. Anyway, there we come up on Putnam. We would be doing our fuel check and time check. Make sure we're running on time and on the gas. Let me show you some of the other stuff now that we're here. This is you're going to get, when you get your routing, you're going to get a package that has your 2 airports on it. Here's JFK. You got to read through, know everything inside and out on this. They expect you to know the procedures for pushback. They use ramp. They'll give you everything. They don't give you a gate, but they'll give you your procedures getting in and out of Kennedy. Then you have the Oceanic. Oh, I just shut that off. Oceanic, strategic offset procedures, nothing on a track. Tells you about cell call, tells you about the centers, how to get your clearances, offset procedures, re-entering domestic. Everything that you should know about the Oceanic is on here. Pretty extensive. This FSA VATSIM's Cross the Pine pilot briefing is right here. You get a procedures tutorial. You clicked on that. You get a YouTube
Hey guys, welcome
tutorial.
to another video here on the Aviation Pro channel.
That's quite long. Anyway, there's all sorts of good stuff that you can use in here. And you go around procedures, stand allocation. If you have Hoppies, you can receive and allocate stands via telex message. Another reason to do, they're going to be enabled on the UK CP website. So anyway, there's a lot there. And the last one that you should know about would be London Heathrow. And where is the Heathrow one? Hang on a minute. Let me find it for you. London Heathrow. And this will give you everything you needed to know about Heathrow. This is London Heathrow. And all the information that's on there. So you get your airport, your cross the pond information, everything. As I mentioned, it's an hour and a half if if you're a real pilot. If you're a sim pilot on a VATSIM, it's 30 minutes for Shanwick going westbound, Gander going eastbound. If you're not going on the track system, your ATC clearance back at the gate at, let's say, Kennedy or Charlotte, wherever you are, is your Oceanic clearance. Because there's not many planes out there that aren't on the tracks. You just need your Mach and your altitude, which you'll get via voice on a VHF. So your clearance on the ground at Charlotte, let's say, if you're not on a random route, because let's say you're going to somewhere to Doha, and you're cutting right across, we'll say, bad example, will be at the gate. You'll get that from clearance delivery at Charlotte. All you need is your mock and your flight level. Otherwise, you can't get your track clearance except from Gander Oceanic. And you get that via CPDLC. Get yourself a Hoppy code if your airplane has it. And you have ACARS, CPDLC. If you don't, 30 minutes prior, you can do it through that NatTrack website. And if all else fails, you can get it over voice with Moncton or Gander when you're flying up there. Okay, I would accept at which that we should go to Moncton. I want
American 142 Heavy, contact Boston Center 133.325.
Contact Boston Center 133.325, American 142 Heavy. Boston Center, American 142 Heavy, good day, flight level 350.
American 142 Heavy, Boston Center, roger.
All right, so what altitude are we planning on crossing? That's something we'd be thinking about here. Hold on 1 second. Looks like they want us to start off at 35, climb at 36. We don't do that. We go in here, as long as we're good for it, we'll go to 36 ahead of time. But we'd like 1,000 feet between here and max. By the way, I put on an extra 8,000 pounds, which I would recommend doing on any of these VATSIM events, at least 8,000 pounds. So in case you end up in holding or on a diversion, it gives you a little more time to think. The other thing that you'll need to do once you clear in the track system is put in your mock that you're going to request. So they're going to give you, let's say they give you Mach 84, flight level 350. You put in Mach 84 instead of letting it go in econ, and you hard tune both altitude and airspeed. All right, guys. I'll check in periodically. So the procedure is going to be Moncton when we get to which. Somewhere in there, we'll go to Gander. That'll be Gander Control, not Gander Oceanic. We're somewhere in there 30 minutes prior, we'll get our clearance. In our case, we're not going to get a clearance because we're just using Beyond ATC, but they will give us those frequency changes. Then we'll coast out at Jupi before we enter the North Atlantic track. We'll get a cell call check. We're not going to do that today either. You will do it on your VATSIM event. Remember that cell call code you got when your route was sent to you? Remember, you got to fly the published route and the cell code they send you the night before. And then at 30 West, we'll go from Gander Oceanic to Shanwick. Check in with them. Normally we get a cell call check with VATSIM. There are no HF radios, so everything will be done on VHF. And then we'll coast in at about 15 West with Shanwick control. And Shanwick will send us over to Shannon and on into, actually 30 West will be with Shanwick, then about 15 West will send us to Shannon. And then somewhere, maybe 40 minutes after that, you'll get to London control to make your approach and landing into Heathrow. It's all cold. You never know what's in the overhead, guys. Never know. That's a big airplane, isn't it? Look at you with your whole row to yourself. Oh no, sorry, you got that guy. There you go, filled up for you. Unless they were all in the bathroom or something. Alright guys, a lot of fun. I'm going to freeze it here, and I'll come back periodically. We'll make dinner, and we'll see how Beyond ATC does going forward. All right? Talk to you in a little while. But before I go, I want you to know you're very capable hands, I'm going to leave Bob in charge of the radios here with the auto tune, auto respond. We're not going to do any step climbs. And I have the relief co-pilot is coming over. It's this young fella here. Yep, I'll be leaving him in charge while I go. All right. Don't touch any switches. All right. Yep. There you go. All right,
American 142 Heavy, contact Boston Center 128.2.
Contact Boston Center 128.2. American 142 Heavy. Boston Center, American 142 Heavy, good day. Flight level 350.
American 142 Heavy, Boston Center, roger.
Yeah, we should also, the relief officer is right here. Let me,
Auto respond character UK female. Climb to flight level 150. Speed bird 259.
a little better than listening to one of us guys. All right, guys, we are on our way, and I shall return. All right, this is beyond cool. Jopi, which is the coast out point, is the 328 miles. Remember I was telling you they should have sent us over to Moncton? Guess what? They did. And that is when you use heavy. With Moncton, you do use heavy. They just sent us over to Moncton. Next thing they'll be sending us over to is Gander and Gander Oceanic. If you were in VATSIM, it's 1807, and this says 1806. What? GP's 322 miles away. Prague, 1807, 321 miles. GP. Yeah, what's a little messy here, guys, is, well, that's the time. What's the actual time here? The actual time, I'm messed up, aren't I? Sorry, guys, is 17:30. So about 37 minutes. So in 7 minutes, if you were with VATSIM on the across the pond, you could go to that over the water ATC and fill out that form and get your clearance. Or you can come down to your CPDLC for your aircraft using your HOPI code and sign in. Or you can try to do it via vPilot or through the radios. So now I go to the NatTrack website first and try that. Remember, you'll have to sign in to VATSIM on the NatTrack before you and activate your vPilot and have an active overwater flight plan, which you will be because you'll have taken off with that on vPilot. So you have to be connected on an overwater flight plan, sign on to the NatTrack website, fill it all out, and they'll have your flight plan there. And send it, you'll get your NatTrack clearance. And don't forget that you're using the NatTracks from the VATSIM community, not the one from the daily message, which will be on your PDF if you're using SimBrief, not this one. That's really important. All right, so this tape has been going for an hour 4, this recording tape, that shows how old I am. Hour 4, and we have 37 minutes till coast out with Gander. We're landing at 22:12, so we're landing at 18:22, 4.5 hours, 4:40. I'll try to come back on every hour and give you an update, and then I'll do the descent and try to keep this tape around a little over 2 hours for the whole thing. While we're here, let's talk about a couple of things on your NatTrack. So you're on your NatTrack. There's a thing called SLOP. Strategic Lateral Offset Procedure. You can go either on your course, you can go 1 mile right or 2 miles right. On course, 1 mile right and 2 miles right. The concept being big sky theory, small sky theory, that you're trying to create an offset 1 mile or 2 mile from the guy in front of you who's going to be up around 1,000 feet below, 1,000 feet above. Just in case they deviate on their altitude, you want to at least have that going for you. It's up to you which one you want to do. 0, 1 mile right, 2 miles right. Let's talk about a medical emergency. Medical emergency, where it's not time critical. You just call up Gander and request a deviation. To depart the track, what you want to do is descend, move over 5 miles, get your clearance, move over 5 miles. Once you're 5 miles off, either climb or descend to get down below the track.
American 142 Heavy, contact Gander Center 132.3, bye-bye.
Contact Gander Center 132.3. American 142 Heavy, have a good one.
I got you guys a nice British accent.
Gander Center, American 142 Heavy, flight level 350.
American 142 Heavy, Gander Center, radar contact.
Okay, I want to try to get to a different altitude. Remember, we're going to want to cross at 36.
American 142 Heavy, request altitude change.
American 142 Heavy, roger, say new altitude.
We'd be going at 36, guys, but they're not going to let us do it. We'll try 37, even though it's a little high for us right now.
Request flight level 370, American 142 Heavy.
American 142 Heavy, confirm new altitude, flight level 370.
Back here, confirm it.
Affirmative, American 142 Heavy.
American 142 Heavy, roger, climb to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370, American 142 Heavy.
All right, 37. Put that in. 37's in the window. Here comes the climb power. It says our limit's 36.4, so we wouldn't have done that. The thing is, guys, they won't let you do even numbers on the way. We'll try to go up to 37, see how it does. And I'm going to take this RVSM off and put 0 in here, and we'll climb up to 30. It's saying our max speed is, if we go to, see how it says 36.4? If we go at 8.2, it usually will go to a different altitude higher. We'll go 8.4, and we would usually stay 1,000 feet below our max, but because we're not going to do step climbs with these guys, I'll just go on up there now. It'll work. It's smooth. All right, climbing up to 37. So that's a medical diversion. Weather diversion. You call up and you get permission to deviate. If you're going to deviate more than 5 miles from course, you want to climb or descend 500 feet. So if you're going South Carolina, SC, you're going south of course, which would be to the right, you climb 500 feet. And North Dakota, if you're going north of the course, you descend 500 feet. South of the course, climb 500 feet. Think of South Carolina. North of the course, North Dakota, you descend 500 feet. That's for major weather deviations to clear yourself from the track. Now, if you have a catastrophic failure, you don't have to call. You try to call and get permission. Look at this thing. This is why you don't want to climb up this high. Now, it's fine, but if you had turbulence, you'd be in and out of the bar. So it's a good demonstration, not a safe one, but a good one of why you don't want to go. You want to stay at least 1,000 feet below your max, and here we are 600 feet above our max. We'll grow into it though. That's what we'll do. So we're coming up here at 37. We should have been able to get 36, which would have worked, but they won't give it to you in this thing. They will give it to you on the North Atlantic track. Everyone's going the same way. They'll give it to you, even though I'm a random today. Now, if we had a catastrophic failure, let's say the right engine, we can try. We go Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. We took the seatbelt sign on. We would contact on guard, announce, and on common freak 2345 American 142 Heavy. 142 is deviating from track Delta, turning north of course, diverting to Keflavik or diverting back to Gander, and we're descending to flight level 270. You want to get down below the tracks, which I think go down to 28 or 29. So you want to get down around, let's say 27. And if you're engine out, you'd have to be careful because your engine out altitude is, you have to click on here. Engine out altitude is 25. So we'd have to go all the way down to 25. But the way you do it is you deviate left or right of course 5 miles. We deviate, if we're going back that way, we deviate left. So deviate left.
American 142 Heavy, contact Gander Center 134.6. Have a good day.
Contact Gander Center 134.6, American 142 Heavy. Have a good day.
5 miles off, we use idle power.
Gander Center, American 142 Heavy, good day. Flight level 370.
American 142 Heavy, Gander Center identified.
So we keep our power up to continuous power. We deviate when we're 5 miles off. We descend using...
American 142 Heavy, contact Gander Center 134.9. Have a good day.
Contact Gander Center 134.9, American 142 Heavy. Gander Center, American 142 Heavy. Flight level 370.
American 142 Heavy, Gander Center, radar contact.
That's it. All right. And then once you're 5 miles off course, you can descend down below the tracks. Now we're going down to 25 because that's our engine out. Set continuous power on the engine. How do you set continuous power? You come in here, in thrust limit, and set continuous power right here. And set continuous power on your engine and let the aircraft drift down to 25 from 28. So get down, deviate from the track with continuous power. Once you're 5 miles, bring the power back, get down below the tracks, and then set continuous power, and then descend at 320 or Mach, I think it's Mach 8.2, I forget, Mach 8.4, 320, diverting towards your alternate for engine out. In this case, your alternate would be closest one, I think that's, what is that, Stevensville? It's St. John's. They're all about the same. I'd probably go to St. John's instead of Stevensville. A little better facilities. If you want to put in a specific one, CYQX. This is Gander. Gander's a big facility. I might go there with my engine out. Anyway, that's the procedures. And say Mayday on Guard Freak, contacting Gander. In this case, VHF. We haven't coasted out yet, and we're not even on the track. So we would only do that if we're on the track. We're still at Gander Center here. We still have 220 miles to go. Anyway, that's some of the briefings. I'll be back. What time is it? 1:40. I'll be back at 2:40, and by then, well, the next big thing is we're going to coast out and get a cell call check with Gander, and we're going to go to 30 West, and we're not going to be at 30 West. We're going to go 50 West, 40 West, 30 West till 1950. So 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I'll come back here at 3:50 for the 30 West, and they'll be sending us over to Gander, and at that point we get to Shanwick. We'd be getting a cell call check on Shanwick. The radio call when you're doing the cell call check with Gander would be Gander Center, American 142 on 6586, CPDLC, Shanwick next, request cell call check. Roger, American, this is your primary frequency, secondary 6577. Here's your cell call. Boop, boop. Now, with VATSIM, they're going to give you a cell call check, and it's going to come up on your radio panel, whatever your particular aircraft goes with, and you'll get a cell call light, a cell call message, and you come back on that frequency, and in this case, it's going to be on VHF, but we would normally go on HF. The chime would come up on our HF frequency, and we would answer them on the appropriate frequency and tell them cell call check is normal. And that's a cell call check. Do the same thing at 30 West. It'd be Shanwick, American 142 Heavy, 6586, CPDLC, exit point Dogle, request cell call check, and then they give it to you. Oops, cell call checks normal, roger. And that's it. And then they would, somewhere in there, they would cell call you and give you a message to contact at 15 West, contact Shanwick, Shannon on frequency 13215 or something like that. All right, that's enough for today. I'll be back in 2 hours and 30 minutes for 30 West to see if it will change over to Shanwick automatically at that point. You can see now we're with Gander. We're auto on, auto radio, auto respond, and we have our British woman, female co-pilot working for us, which I love that accent. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. But I'll be back in 2 hours and 40 minutes. And to you guys, it's going to seem like just a second. Oh, yeah. And the other guy up here, I'm going to put him back in the seat. And I tell him this guy, he's old and irresponsible, not to touch any switches. I'll see you in a minute. I love this stuff, man. Okay, so I've been gone a while. Now it's 3:23. Let's go inside. Yeah, right. Elapsed time. We have been airborne for 3 hours and 18 minutes. Feels like longer than that, even though we're taking a break. We've been filming for about an hour 16. Coming up on 30 West. Remember what's going to happen at 30 West. We're going to end up at Shanwick. Right now we're with Gander. It just changes over to Gander Oceanic. A couple of frequency changes, 2705 and checked in at 370. Have we grown into that altitude? Yeah, look at that, much better. That's how long I've been gone doing my stuff. I went to the gym, guys. Went to the grocery store. Recommended 37. We're at 37. Yeah, a little maneuver I did back there climbing up. I would never do in the airplane to get over weather, especially because you have no margin really between high speed, overspeed, and underspeed. So that wasn't a great idea. I put in a 0 because I don't intend to do any more step climbs, and that makes the field predict more accurate. 32, 22:15. Present time is 19:23, so just under 3 hours from now. We're landing at Heathrow. 47. All right, let's take a look at something I prepared for you. Come on over here. This is something I used in one of my presentations a long time ago. All right, so this is a sample of the North Atlantic track system. This is where we came from, New York, flew up over Boston to the west of Provincetown, Cape Cod. Make this a little bigger for our viewing pleasure. And this is the track system. They change every day depending on the winds. That, of course, would be the weather. We're coming in. We went out of New York to Boston to Moncton as we got north of Maine, right on the U.S. border. From there, we went into Gander, and then Gander Oceanic when we crossed the fix that entered into the track system. Even though the track system isn't active at these hours because we're on a random route following a track because we're the morning flight. Right in here, we'd see aircraft all around us. I don't think anyone's out here right now, is it? Let me see. Traffic. Nah, I don't see anyone out there. Take a look around. I love this stuff. What a cool thing. I don't know why more pilots don't do it. Probably just by the time we get home, the last thing you want to do is climb in an airplane, even a simulated one. Okay, back to our classroom. That's an example of the track system. ETOPS airspeed, so it's extended twin operations. When they started flying two-engine aircraft across the North Atlantic, remember it used to be 707s and 747s, DC-8s, L-1011s, four-engine airplane. Then they went to three. They went to DC-10s and even the MD-11, right? But the 767 came on board. They started saying, hey, we'd like to fly these across the North Atlantic. It's got the range. The FAA and the ICAO is kind of like, I don't know, man. That's you go down to one engine. If you lose one, you know, if you got four engines, you could lose one or two and still make it even across. But I don't know, losing one. Yeah, so they came up with the ranges. At first it was 120 minutes. You had to be, I think it was 90 minutes at first. You had to be no more than 90 minutes from land. So they would come here, run across up near Greenland, run across to Iceland, and come on down and stay within 90 minutes. Then they came up with these track systems. The track systems allowed you to stay, they went from 90 to 120 to 180, I think 240. Now they're up beyond that, some of these more reliable ones, like the 777. And these red circles indicate where the ETOPS range would extend. It really depends what kind of airplane you're on, right? So it's based on the different airplanes. Let me see if I can blow this up here for you. How do I make that big? You can see here the 777. Let's get over here. $435 miles, 60-minute distances, 435 miles. These are the circles they use just to compute this. See this white area? During that white area, you are in ETOPS airspace. This is not ETOPS airspace. If you're in the pink, you're okay. You're within the range. But if you get into this area, ETOPS airspace, right in here, you have to have en route alternates available to you. In today's flight, what are en route alternates? I never looked at that because I'm being lazy. En route alternates on the ETOPS. Looks like Gander. ETOPS alternate. Gander and it looks like it's not Shannon. EIKN. ETP for Shannon. And EIKN. What is EIKN? Let's take a look. EIKN. Airports. I'm not familiar with that one. We usually would have Shannon for up there or Keflavik. It is Ireland, of course. Knock Island. Very cool. Didn't know that. That's our two inner alternates. And it's at the 215 nautical mile point. Prior to that, we would go to Gander. Beyond that, we would go to Knock. So where does 1215 at 337 set? Well, you know what? Ironically, we're kind of, coincidentally, we're almost part of that. 315. You take a look at that ETP. It's 3 hours and 37 minutes. 3 hours and 37 minutes is right 10 minutes before 30 West. Well, guess what? We're about 25 minutes before 30 West. So we're coming up. Right now we go back to Gander. Beyond that we go to ETP. We also come in here and in our box we would type in, to get a visual depiction, we would type in EIKN, and how about this one? Why don't we type properly? EIKN, and at 435, right? That's the ETOPS, 435. And then we put in 511, just because that's the max range the circle will go out for us, 511. And then on fixed page 2, we get CYQX, which is Gander, YQX. And then that one we type in 435. And we should be coming up on the right at the join point, right? 40511. So right now we lost an engine. We plan on going back to Gander. Usually when you get up a little further, it's Keflavik. Sometimes we have Gander, Keflavik, Shannon, like that. So let's go to the map. Put the range way out here. That's off EIKN. Why isn't Gander showing up? Oh, it's 787 miles behind us. And, oh, it dumped it. So that's 435. I don't think it's doing this right, guys. It's 493. 511. Maybe it doesn't allow us to do that. All right, there's EIKN. There's Gander. It's not showing. Normally it would be circles coming this way and that way. It's just not being depicted right now for some reason. And right in the middle of them would be your ETP, or if they intersected in the middle of the pie chart intersection, we can keep that on. That's that. Yeah, I didn't know that doesn't work, so it doesn't work properly. All right, let's get the zoom back out to normal. And here's an indication of the airspaces. We came out of New York, Gander, Shanwick today. But if you come out as like Italy, Spain, even coming up from like Doha, Qatar, sometimes you go over Santa Maria and directly to New York. Waters, this is New York airspace going down to like the Caribbean. Reykjavik, that's VC Bird is up here, up in this area, and that's another sector. There's different procedures for each one. They're all this is a weather deviation. Remember I told you right of center line, you descend 3 if you're going westbound. So south, if you're going this way, that looks like right of center line. That would be South Dakota. Left of center line, North Carolina. South Dakota, North Carolina. Hey, look at, there it is. It's North Dakota, South Carolina. That's what we were talking about. North Dakota, South Carolina, right there. North Dakota. Deviate in the north, you descend. Deviate in the south, you climb on those tracks. North Dakota, South Carolina. I had those backwards, I'm sorry. Been a while. Right here, it's an interesting thing. Let me just show you this. Let me zoom this in. Sometimes, this may happen to you on the across the pond. You'll be, what you look on your map and you'll say, oh, I'm in New York's airspace, but sometimes it's delegated, airspace is delegated from New York to Gander. So sometimes when you're flying in this area, they'll say contact Gander and you think you're in New York's airspace, but that airspace has been delegated. So this is where you cross the boundaries, but you have to be cognizant that you may have a delegated area on your charts. And here's a summary of how to do the drift down when you lose an engine. Remember, that's only if you lose an engine, not for medical emergency or weather deviation. We talked about the weather deviation up here. Right, medical emergency, you stay on course and get permission. But if you're losing an engine, you think about to lose the engine. On CDU, press root, offset, 5 left to right. Set MCP altitude to 20,000. Don't push it yet. And set continuous power. On CDU, press VNAV. Select engine out and execute and set continuous power. And what that'll do, when you go to engine out and execute with the auto throttles on, it's going to set continuous power and it's going to start descending on down to 20,000. Now you can go to the engine out like we looked at and see it's going to be higher than 25 now. VNAV, engine out right now, the max is 37.4. Engine out is 26.6. That's pretty high. So that continuous power, that thing, in VNAV is going to level off at 26.6 if you have continuous power set. That's how it works. And it teaches you to turn the lights on, notify ATC, and transmit on common frequency and guard, and then once you get the offset, you go flight level change, you get down below the max altitude for the routes until you get below 29, and then we can proceed either clearance or descend below 29, do the clearance, get clearance via the radios, or once you get below 29, do whatever you want, whatever you need to do to ensure aircraft safety. That's just a few of the things I wanted to talk to you about. We should be getting our frequency change momentarily. Kind of wanted you to be on board for that. Shanwick. Now, what we typically do, we're going to go from Gander Oceanic to Shanwick Oceanic, and we have to check in. Usually they we get a message to contact them, and they give us a HF frequency, but today we'll get a VHF frequency. And when we check in VATSIM across the pond, they're going to want to do a cell call check. That's what we do, and we go to Gander's airspace for the Oceanic, and then we cross over at 30 West into Shanwick's airspace. We get a cell call check. And once again, remember that cell call check is going to come down on the radio panel. In the real aircraft, you'll get it here, and you click on the HF and you say cell call check's normal. But in this aircraft, you're going to get it on one of the VHF frequencies. You'll say cell call, and you'll get a cell call message up here, and you'll say cell call checks. If you don't get a cell call, you have to monitor freaks at all time. One other thing, you don't do it for VATSIM, you keep the squawk going, I believe, I don't know. And we're supposed to set 2,000 when we're 30 minutes out. We're not going to do that on Beyond ATC, which is a program test score, right? So Beyond, but in the real world, and I think on VATSIM, when you're 30 minutes out, you set 2,000 in your squawk. 2,000, 2345 over here, 21.5 over here. And then you start monitoring your ETPs, doing fuel fixes, and you got it. So here comes 30 West. We should be getting a frequency change as we get, usually it comes when you're about 30 miles from 30 West. To contact Shanwick, they give you a frequency. Shanwick will give you the secondary. You'll get a cell call check on HF, and you'll be on your way. Somewhere as you approach your coast-in fix, which today is Dogle, you'll get a VHF freak to contact Shannon Control. Not Shanwick, but Shannon Control. Anyway, pretty cool, huh? So we're at 37, and we're at 84, and that's good. I'll come back when we get advised. As a matter of fact, I'll take off auto response, and I'll leave auto tune in there for the radio. And that way I can turn this back on so you can hear the radio call. All right, while we wait for him to call, we're about 55 miles, so that's just about 6 minutes or so until we get to 30 West, and we'll go into Shanwick's airspace. Starting to get dark out here, huh? Beautiful. I do miss the ringside seats, I really do. Check up on the people. How y'all doing in here? Want you fill up? Magic trick? There we go. Man, there's some smart people doing this stuff, I swear to God. It's always amazing when you take all these people and they get on the airplane and it's you they're trusting. Oh, hello. A little too close? A little too close? Yep, right. Creepy old man. All right, so what do I have here? I've got the radio turned off, the auto respond. I have auto tune on. So we should be getting a phone call, a radio call here shortly. Contact Shanwick. As we are rapidly approaching 30 West, which is Shanwick's airspace. So we'll wait to hear that. So we've gone over a lot here, guys. We've gone over SLOP, strategic lateral offset procedure, where you can either stay on course. Remember, when you're doing this across the pond, you can do this. One to the right or two to the right, not to the left. On course, one to the right, two to the right. Strategic lateral offset is to give space between aircraft. Sometimes the wind is, let's say, coming out of the north here, like this, and towards the aircraft, and coming from your left. You might not want to be offset because the wake turbulence blows down towards you. So you have to take that into consideration as well. You can help other aircraft. So if you know that they're sitting there in your wake turbulence, they have nowhere to go, you could offset to help them out. They should try to help themselves. So that's just normal strategic lateral offset procedures. The other one is weather deviation. In a weather deviation, you can go left or right of course, But if you go more than 5 miles, you have to declare a weather deviation emergency. Try to get permission. You're trying to get permission, they won't give it to you. But if you go more than 5 miles, you got to climb or descend 3,000. Remember, North Dakota. So if you go north, you climb, descend rather, ND, South Carolina. If you go south, you climb. So north, you descend, that's North Dakota. South, you climb for weather deviation. So that's strategic lateral offset procedures, weather deviation, ETOPS procedures. Remember, 435 miles, the circles where they intersect is your ETP for the next point. Sometimes you have a couple of them. In the middle, you're in ETOPS procedures. Prior to that, and the other thing is, when you're in the middle there in that white area that I showed you, you have a whole different minimum equipment list based on ETOPS, because you have to have certain navigation procedures to enter into that North Atlantic track system. The other one, let's say it's a medical emergency. You're not going to do the contingency and start climbing or descending. You're going to get permission from ATC to deviate, and then when you leave the track, they'll want you to offset, descend below the track down to like 28.5, and then they'll turn you towards your alternate that you want to go to with a medical emergency. Where you're going to go depends which side you are on the ETP, right? For the closest suitable. Remember, on a divert, do you always want to go to the closest? Maybe not. Maybe the medical's not good there. Maybe the nav aids are out. Maybe the runway's closed. So it's good to be coordinated with the company to find out if they can give you, check the field status. And you never want to bring a big airplane like this, 777 in, and they don't have stairs. Look at that. They don't have stairs to get you out of there, or anyone off the airplane. They don't have hotel rooms. They don't have medical facilities. So you want to check with your company to make sure you got the right stuff going on there. And then, of course, the last one, contingencies. You lost an engine. You're going to set continuous power. Follow those procedures I showed you. Turn on the seatbelt sign. Make a broadcast over both radios, common and guard. Contact an ATC. When you're 5 miles off course, you start descending at 320.84, or start descending below track with flight level change. When you get down below the tracks, which is down around 28, you can turn towards your destination and do 320 or 0.84, and set continuous power, and the aircraft's going to level off at whatever altitude it's capable of. Think about it. If you set continuous power on that one engine, and its max altitude is 25 on one engine, at 32, it's going to keep, even with the max power on that engine continuous, it's going to keep sinking. So that when will it level off? Probably right about that max altitude, where it knows it can hold altitude with that max continuous power. All right, 10 miles to go. I would expect to get that radio frequency change any second. Let's take a look. Seven miles. They might be a little late. And they could be going off the flight plan and not your actual position. Let's see, the elapsed time is 3:46, and we thought we were going to be at 30 west at 3:47. Pretty darn close, right about on time. And we thought we were going to have burned 74. $74, 65, and we're at 66. So yeah, we're right about on the fuel, right about on the time, and we're expecting a frequency change. We would, if we didn't hear from them, we could send it through CPDLC or radio them on HF and ask them for a frequency for Shanwick, and check in with Shanwick to get our cell call checked.
American 142 Heavy, contact Shanwick Oceanic 123.905.
123.905 for American 142 Heavy. It's processing it, sending it. It auto-tuned the radio frequency for us. Otherwise, what could you do? You could go here, right, and tune it yourself. 123.95. Is it even on here? Nope, it isn't. So we'll go down here. 295. Shanwick, American 142 Heavy at flight level 370. And we would tell them CPDLC.
American 142 Heavy, Shanwick, Oceanic, radar contact.
All right, very good. Pretty darn cool. And we would make sure we get a cell call check here, and that's it. All right, our next point that we're going to coast in will be probably 15 west, and we're going to go from Shanwick to Shannon, which is like New York Center, but it's the Irish control. At Dogal 57, and right now it is 53, so about an hour we'll be coasting in. So I'll sign off. I'll let my boy looking over my shoulder here fly. And we've got our British accent FO woman over there doing a heck of a job. We'll be back in about an hour. Fun stuff, huh? We've been doing this an hour 41. And Beyond ATC is working just great. We've had time to review normal procedures, abnormal procedures, and VATSIM versus real, and now we're doing Beyond ATC. We're just having a good time. All right, I'm back. The sun is fully set here. Here we are. It's dark out here. We're outside. Dark night. Not much to look at there, huh? Wow. Amazing. Let's go back inside. That's too scary. All right, that's a little bright now. I guess we can turn dim the lights a little bit. Let's go to the overhead. Turn these down a little. Kind of hard to read them, isn't it? There we go. I wonder if I could turn on some lights and see a little better. Strobe wing lights on, logo lights on. Let's go back outside. How's that for a shot? I just turned on all the lights for you guys. Great job, PMDG. Well, that's not good. That's not good. Alright. Enough of that stuff. Go back inside. See where we are. It's cool. Like we have somebody has joined us. Who could it be? Don't know. All right. I would say we'll get our handoff here shortly. Probably not until we coast in. And looks like Dogal, it could be Bexit. It's 56, and presently it's 37. It's about 20 minutes, so I'll come back. Now, I should show you, a lot of us, let me see here, like to have it light here. We'll fall asleep otherwise. We're tired. Sometimes we turn on the dome lights. Like that. I turned these lights on so I could see myself outside. Turn these off. Keep the logo on. have the dome light on, we can see a little better in here. We usually keep it like that. We'll usually ask the other guy, on or off. And guys, everybody has their preference. Almost no one wants them off, though, in the middle of the night. Although this London flight, 2-day, you take off at 10 o'clock and you land around 5 or 6 body time at night, so it's really easy. You go out, you have a little dinner, back in your room by 9:30, go to the gym the next day. I love the trip. If you like long layovers where you get to explore, this isn't the trip you want. It's a pretty short layover, and we use it closer to the airport because it's short. But anyway, enough of that. Come back in here. I should turn on auto respond just in case I'm going to get myself a cup of coffee. I'm not here when they call. I'm going to pause this recording, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, here we are. We're coming up on Dogle. Might be Bennett that they're going to send us from Shanwick to Shannon. We'll usually give you a squawk as well back there. And when you check in, they'll say contact Shannon at Dogle. And they've given you a squawk on CPDLC. You'll come on and say, yeah, Shannon, American 142, approaching Dogle, flight level 370, squawking 2612, whatever you have. That's it. London. Sorry about that. We're going to be doing the Zurich, one hotel, landing in about an hour and 10. Zurich at 14, this point at 250 and 9,000, and Ockham. A lot of times you get a hold at Ockham. We're going to 27 left out this way. So 270. So there it is. Zurich at 14. We don't have a transition level yet. The slow point at 250 and 9. Ockham at 220 and 10. In the reference pages for Heathrow, they'll tell you to have 210 on base, 180 on dogleg, 160 till 4DME. 210 on base, 180 on dogleg, and 160 till 4DME. They give you a distance to touchdown. They're not going to do it here, but when they give that to you, just go about 600 feet per minute. There's actually a chart that gives you descent rates. Say, okay, you're at 6,000. They give you 24 miles, set 900, but it doesn't work. So we set about 600 or 700. The other trick is that you can put on base leg a little standby attitude indicator, the ISDF, ASFD, to approach, and you'll see a glide path. And on base, if you keep that centered, it's a constant rate descent. What they're looking for in noise abatement procedures, constant rate descent on a turn to final. On base leg, turn to final. So we do start off about 600 feet per minute. As we turn to base, we watch the glide slope here, try to keep that centered up, and usually it works out pretty nicely. And you got a little move, so you're going to have to use a little vertical.
American 142 Heavy, contact Shannon Control 127.5, bye-bye.
127.5, bye-bye. American 142 Heavy. 127.5. Shannon, American 142 Heavy at flight level 370.
American 142 Heavy, Shannon Control, radar contact.
Man, the thing works great. So, it got New York Center, Boston, Moncton, Gander Oceanic, Shanwick, then Shannon, and now it's going to go to London on in. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Our top of descent with that Zurich at 14, and I've got the ILS set for 27 left, which we'll review later. And a little bit of problem here. The ATIS is not coming up. Weather. ATIS. See that? No real ATIS. No real ATIS. We could try. It's a little bit early. Like it's very early. But we could try here. And EGLL.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Heathrow Airport information Foxtrot, 2052 Zulu, wind 240 at 1 tree, temperature 1 tree, dew point 10, QNH 0989er, landing and departing runways 27 right, 27 left, transition level 070. Advise on initial contact, you have information Foxtrot.
Okay, now I might have messed this up. Let me see something here.
Heathrow Airport information Foxtrot, 2052 Zulu, wind 240 at 1 tree, temperature 1 tree, dew point 10, QNH 0989er, landing and departing runways 27 right, 27 left, transition level 070. Advise on initial contact, you have information Foxtrot. Heathrow Airport information Foxtrot, 2052 Zulu, wind 240.
2808 was our
QNH 0989er, landing and departing runways 27 right.
I think I better try 2808. I think I might have messed that up. Let me take a look here. This could be a good lesson. 2808. Is that our last frequency they gave us? Contact Shannon Control 275. 275. There we go. That's better. 2808 is ATIS. Scared myself, guys. ATIS is 2808. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have manually tuned it over here. Because I hope I didn't mess it up. Let me see. The way to check it is we can request direct to, let's see, we are at Bennett. Yeah, there's nothing more direct than that, right? Try this.
American 142 Heavy, please verify name of my next fix.
American 142 Heavy, I show you going direct NJEX, then to ABZAC.
Alright, that's good. So we know we're on the right frequency. Yeah, I was afraid that maybe I messed that up. I'm going to get rid of some of these airports here, guys. We don't need them. That's that fix, remember, that we set for Crook?
American 142 Heavy, I show you going direct NJEX, then to ABZAC.
American 142 Heavy, you will direct NJEX and then ABZAC. You might not like that. Okay, I'll leave auto respond on now. Yeah, so we know we're on the right frequency. All right, let's try to get a time that we think we're going to go to Sirac. So we need to be at Sirac at 14, right? Sirac fix. $467 miles to go. And the distance on here is 537. So we got a long way to go. I'm going to toggle off. You can see on the flight plan where we are. We just coasted in, Dogle Bexit, NJEX, 534. Yeah, we've been airborne 457. 457 past Dogle. You know, total flight time is 6:15, so about 1 hour and 18 minutes until landing. I'll be back. All right, little update. We're just coming up on Ireland. Here's Shannon out here. The INN. It's a good alternate if you need it.
American 142 Heavy, contact Shannon Control 131.15.
Contact Shannon Control 131.15. American 142 Heavy.
Auto tuning. So I'm just really, this whole thing is a
Shannon Control American
Beyond
142
ATC.
Heavy. Flight level 370.
American 142 Heavy, Shannon Control, radar contact.
Pretty darn cool, guys. So So thus far, Beyond ATC has worked flawlessly from the time we turned it on for ATIS and Kennedy through clearance, ground, tower, departure, New York Center, Boston Center, Moncton, Gander Control, Shanwick Control, Shannon, and pretty soon London. It's been great. Now it doesn't do cell call checks. It doesn't assign routing, get your North Atlantic clearance. Can't do any of that. But anyway, pretty impressive. In the interest of saving time, we're up to an hour 55. I'll pause this and come back in a little while. All right, I'm back here. Just coming up over, we just passed over Shannon. On our way to beautiful England after beautiful Ireland. Expecting our next handoff to be London. I'll come back on, I'll take a look at the map and see where we can anticipate that. At least the London ATIS has come up, that's for VATSIM. The real ATIS is not. VATSIM, remember I got the Foxtrot off the other frequency. And 240 at 13 degrees, which is 26, about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Low altimeter 0989, ILS 27 right, 27 left. Transition level on the descent is 7,000, flight level 70, so our first 1,000 feet will be 6,000, so 7,000 will be a actual flight level. Sierra 14, slow at 250 at LLW, and then max speed at 210 at Ockham at 7,000, flight level 70 rather, and then it's going to be radar vectors after Ockham. In the real world, they would give us the constant rate descent. We talked about that. Taking a look at the approach. 27 left is what we're anticipating. ILS 27 left. Transition altitude, that's on the climb out, 7,000, flight level 70 on the descent. 11-3, ILS 27 left. We're talking about 2200 min sector, transition 6, 1095, 269, 2500 intercept. We talked about 210 on base, 180 on dog leg, 160 until 4 or 5 DME, then down to 200 on the radio altimeter, which is 277 on the Barrow. 277 is set. Missed approach is in the box, but it's 185 knots. Max on the missed approach is in the notes as well. So 210 on base, 180 on dog leg, 160 on final till 4 DME, 185 on the missed approach. Climb straight ahead. When passing 1,800, that's 1,000 above the ground, we would go track 147 to Epsom, NDB, and hold. And it'd be a parallel entry, left-hand turn, and we hold, and that's at 3,000 feet. Yeah, you gotta wait till 2,000 feet, and we're passing track 147 to 2,000, when passing 6,000, so we can go VNAV on departure, LNAV, VNAV at 400 feet. So the call will be going around, Toga, flaps 20. Going around Toga, flaps 20. Positive rate gear up, so missed approach head to. At 1,000 feet, we can go 400 feet, we can go LNAV, and at 1,000 feet above the ground, we can go VNAV. After landing, American usually parks right in these areas here. At 27 left, I'll probably get off at November 6th. I use flaps 30 and park somewhere in here. Let me look at the gates. Parking stands. 316 will go sometimes in here. I don't know where they're going to really send us though, guys, because, you know, might be link 35 on in. But we do have a little handy dandy. Let's not forget that. Here. It's pretty cool. We'll be able to click on this little gem right there and get our taxi instructions on there. Not too shabby. All right, here we go. Expecting to go over to London soon. I'll be back.
5, American 142 Heavy.
All right, they just changed us over to London,
London
guys.
Control, American 142 Heavy. Good evening, flight level 370.
American 142 Heavy, London Control identified.
All right, guys, that's good. Yeah, I just put Belanta in. I'm going to play with that a little bit. I'm not really good at it. We obviously just came in over here. Let me get this down to a reasonable size. My active flight. Google Brexit. Didn't have that arrival in off Simbrave. And here we come, heading to southern England, Cardiff area, on into London. Anyway, here we are. You see, we just got halfway across the channel. It saved it, changes from Shannon to channels over here. I'm sorry, guys. That's Irish Sea. Shannon to London. My apologies. Irish Sea. Can't even read English channels, obviously, over here. Anyway, doing well. Doing well. We're leaving our FO on here. We can ask for direct to Sirac. Want to try it? I doubt they'll give it to us.
American 142 Heavy. Request direct to fix.
American 142 Heavy, roger. Say fix name.
Request direct to Zurich, American 142 Heavy.
American 142 Heavy, confirm direct to Zurich.
Affirmative, American 142 Heavy.
American 142 Heavy, roger, cleared direct to Zurich.
Cleared direct to Zurich, American 142 Heavy.
How's that? That helps. Cuts that corner a little bit. We can do a beam point, but we're not going to. It's only 145 miles. I want a pure representation. If we go direct Zurich, and we got to be at Zurich at 14. We are at 37, so it's 23,000 feet times 3 with a tailwind. So 69 miles, plus a pretty good tailwind. So add 15 miles. So how about 84 miles? And right now we are 42. So 142. So that's about 60 miles from now. And you can see the top of descent that the computer has figured out is around 70 miles. So we had it about right. We can do actually a wind update too. What's this? Forecast. Press descent forecast. Let's see if it changed. This is 232 at 33. It's looking at it. Forecast requesting. It's been about 6 hours, 7 hours. Forecast request sent. Are they coming? There they are. Load. Oh, they're the same winds. That's okay. Got a good update. Yeah, so we double checked our thing. We actually set up our descent. Flight level 370, Mach 8.4, but on the descent, forward 839 to transition into 314 I changed this from 240 at 10 to 250 at 10 because we need to be at LLW at 250, not 240. And 9,000, 220 at Ockham, then radar vectors, and we reviewed the approach, and we talked about the taxi in. All right, talk for descents in about 5 minutes. I'll be back. Although, you know, what I'm going to have to watch out for here is I'm not sure if I don't know Beyond ATC well enough, if they're going to start us down or we're going to request our descent. So when I approach top of descent, and if they haven't cleared me, I'll request the descent. To my knowledge, they don't give these crossing altitudes on the stars. I don't believe they do, but I really haven't played with it much. I'll be back.
Runway 27 left.
And American 142 Heavy will expect the Sierra 1 Hotel, runway 27 left.
American 142 Heavy, you're off course. Cleared direct JetC. Resume own navigation.
Affirmative. Cleared direct JetC. Resume own navigation. American 142 Heavy.
He just cleared us on the arrival. And now they're saying we asked for direct Sierra, they gave it to us. Now JetC. That's a problem. Let's do this. This. Sierra 1 Hotel. I'm not going to bother telling them. Before we do that, we should go heading hold, right? Now we come down here. Yeah, it's weird. They definitely cleared us. Direct Sierra, 1 Hotel, no transition. This, legs. We'll come on here and take a look at JetC. So they cleared us for the star, but oh well, what are you going to do? Maybe I don't want to do that anymore. Star.
American 142 Heavy, Sierra 1 Hotel, runway 27 left. Report ready for descent.
Request descent, American 142 Heavy, Sierra 1 Hotel, 27 left.
American 142 Heavy, Sierra 1 Hotel, runway 27 left. Verify ready for descent.
Sierra 1 Hotel, runway 27 left. Call when ready. American 142 Heavy. American 142 Heavy, ready for descent.
American 142 Heavy, descend to flight level 140.
Descend to flight level 140, American 142 Heavy.
Well, that's cool, guys. They saw top of descent, and they're sending us down. That's right when we wanted to. That's pretty cool. Yes, a little bit of goop up there with the, we're on speed. This, 14's in the window, VNAV, LNAV. Throttles are coming back, and it's starting down on course. Very nice. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm impressed. All right, so when we did the direct, it got a little confused and said, hey, you're off course. Naturally, we would have called them, hey, we would clear direct. And he would have said, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Or that was for somebody else, which would be worse, right? But anyway, here we go. All right, we're starting our descent. I'll keep it running. Probably be about 25 minutes. So this thing's going to come in at around 240, 245 for a 8-hour from start to finish, really. Not too bad. What was that little thing there? I guess there's a way to click the tablet here. Didn't know that. How did I even do that? Must be a little hot spot here. I don't know where it is. Okay, we'll put in a chew on the brakes and go to the box. We said flaps 30, that'll be good enough. Flaps 30. Alright. We're starting down, we're a little bit below. We're on speed and not path because we're a little bit below the planned glide path. He didn't say pilot's discretion, so we're just coming down. It's coming down nicely. We're not quite at idle power, 74%. So it's got, when it hits that glide path, the vertical track indicator, it'll start down. Yeah, I am super impressed with Beyond ATC, guys. You know, I've been researching it, and some guys aren't quite as positive as me, but I'll tell you, you guys are smart. I've been working a lot with FSI panel. That's different. That's trained like real pilots with malfunctions and pattern work and things like this. But this is cool because if you need to practice your radio calls, I think it's an excellent training aid. I really do. And I'd make a PA to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Rich. We'll be touching down in 25 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the flight today. The present temperature in London is 13 degrees Celsius. Winds are out of the west at 15 miles per hour and some overcast skies. We'll be landing to the west and have you at the gate shortly thereafter. Once again, thank you very much for choosing American Airlines. Now with that, usually we turn on the seatbelt sign for the descent. Flight attendants like everyone out of the aisle. Sometimes you leave it on just to give them people a chance to react. Now the dome light, we start working that down here. That's a little better. Destroys your night vision if you don't get it down, so somewhere on the descent will kill the dome light normally. You know, instead of having this as my second vision, I think I'm better off with a closer one for my second lock. I think you guys would like this more, so I'm going to go and reset that as my second vision. So I've got number 1, number 2, number 3, because I can always just look over here and do that, right? I think that's a more effective method, because a lot of times on final, you really nothing to look at outside in the dark and in the weather. Now this is a little bit above our glide path, and we're idle power. So I think what I'll do is pop a little speed brake and try to get us back on the path. And I see what the problem is, guys. I have to bring my at-home throttles back all the way. And when we get back on here, I'll put the speed brake back up. That's a good time to use that. There we go. Speed brake coming up. And it's on path. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Path means it's where it wants to be. I've enjoyed this. So we've reviewed all the normal procedures, VATSIM procedures, actual true procedures, Beyond ATC techniques and procedures. We can even change our FO for the arrival. Let's bring on, have a little fun here. Oh, who do we want us to land with? Okay, female. We'll give the old US male, the old standby, a chance. I'm going to leave auto respond on. Or we can take a little turn. If you want, we can, I'll turn auto respond on.
American 142 Heavy, contact London Control 118.475.
118.475 for American 142 Heavy. Looks good. London Control, American 142 Heavy. It's out of flight level 230 for flight level 140.
American 142 Heavy, London Control identified.
Pretty cool, huh? So we'll do a couple of radio calls. For final, we'll put the automatic back on, just going back and forth. So we reviewed changing voices, going from premium to basic. Remember that when you're going on the premium, you use up a lot of your points. And you can see that I started off with 800,000, so really my second flight using it, and I burned 32,000 on a long flight. The more, if you had all the AI traffic on, and a lot of traffic, that would be burning these bad boys in a hurry, especially if you move the traffic density up. Traffic voice model, if you put that on, and put that on premium, where Lufthansa sounded like Lufthansa, Air France sounded like a French accent, a Swiss accent, etc., you'd burn even more. But we're going to go with a controller voice model. We'll keep that one on so it sounds like the Brit, and we'll go with US mail here. And I reviewed all that. I'm very impressed with the app, guys. I guess there's another one. Some guys told me that they like that one better. I don't know anything about it. I like this. I like FSI panel. Great content, and this is more than adequate to do that and to teach that. A lot of the times, civilian pilots, especially as you train and get new, or you're new, the radio calls are the hardest thing. So this helps you practice the radio calls. If you like to hand fly, you can get the radios answered for you. You can use it in conjunction with VATSIM, right? You can start off at Kennedy with VATSIM, for instance, and when they send you over to Common 22.8, you can activate Beyond ATC. Use that for the rest of the way to have a little fun until you pick up another controller. Only problem there is they're going to give you a new squawk on Beyond ATC. And you can set it, but make sure that when you come back into your VATSIM area, because you have on, let's say, D-Pilot, and you're watching, you better have the squawk back in for VATSIM and then sign out of Beyond ATC. So you have to kind of go back and forth. But hey, I think it's a fantastic aid, great training aid. Well done. I wish Microsoft Flight Simulator would adopt it as their standard. I can get our lights on. Out of American, out of 18, we usually got our lights on. I think the A320, because the lights are actual external, cause drag. They don't do that, but the lights are on. PA is made to the people. Sterile cockpit to go. Let's run the descent check. Recall. Nothing. Go. No notes to discuss. Notes come up when you have had a malfunction. There's notes to review before landing. Auto brakes, we have them on 2 up here. Landing data. I didn't do landing data. I mean, it's not really an issue, but we are not required. We can actually say it's standard. Oh, did I turn off my iPad? My EFB? I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Don't know where it went. Menu. Flight sim actions. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Options, simulation. Oh, you guys who fly this a lot are going, where is it, man? You know where it is. Come on, dude. Performance. Don't need that. Image, menu, PG setup.
American 142 Heavy, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 0989er.
Descend to 7,000 feet, 0989er, American 142 Heavy. 7,000 feet, guys. Put that in the window. $7,000 is actually normally a flight level, but he did give us that, so we can go start down. Shows we're a little bit above. Just pull back a little. Got our iPad back. Go here. I must have turned it off. Landing en route. 27 left. Import, 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 calculate. 146 for flaps 30. Wait, looks good. We need 66, we got 12.
American 142 Heavy, contact Heathrow approach, 134.908.
134.908 for American 142 Heavy. 134.908. Heathrow approach, American 142 Heavy, a Boeing 777-300s out of flight level 120 for 7,000 feet.
American 142 Heavy, verify information hotel.
And we have hotel for American 142 Heavy, roger.
American 142 Heavy, verify information hotel.
American 142 Heavy has information hotel.
American 142 Heavy, Heathrow approach, QNH 0989, expect
runway 27 left with the Ockham Transition.
We'll expect the ILS 27 left, Ockham Transition, 0989 for American 142 Heavy. Alright, so slowing on down. We gotta go to the box. It's not what they usually give us, but that's okay. ILS 27 left with the Ockham Transition. We'll fly that. We'll talk about it in a second. Still on the VOR track. Slowing down to 250 by here. Give it a little help. You see out there? Not really. That's doing a nice job. Slowing down to 250 at this point right here. And I'm going to bring the speed brake back up. I'm going to come back over to the approaches. I'm going to look at the ILS 27 left. Ockham Transition. ILS 27 left. Mission approach from Ockham. There it is. Ockham 7 DME, so we'll do a kind of a nav 12, 10 ILL. Ockham 7, 12, 10. Going around, it's 74, 77, 63. $74. That's 27 right. Here's 27 left. All right, well, that's it. We'll just do it in LNAV and VNAV. We have to. Landing data is checked. Approach briefs complete. Normal. Altimeters. Kind of early to set them, but we can.
American 142 Heavy cleared direct Ockham VOR. Cross Ockham VOR at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 27 left.
American 142 Heavy cleared Ockham VOR. Cross Ockham VOR at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared the ILS 27 left. Alright guys, so we can treat this like an LNAV VNAV, can't we? We are cleared. We are on path. Well, are we? We're a little below. We've descended to 7,000. I'll wait till we get established here. Once we level off at 7, I'll get us set up here. I'm just going to put this in, guys. There's Ockham at 7. We'll let it level off. Speed intervene. We'll bring this all the way back. Ockham, we got to be at 220. Yeah, didn't like that, did it? There's 250. And Ockham, it says 220. We've got 5 miles to Ockham. So we'll bring it all the way back to 220. And we're below 265, so we can go flaps to 1. And now we are on path, so we can set this in at the bottom altitude, which is 200 feet. Altitude. $280 feet. And we'll fly it like an LNAV VNAV until we intercept final. Here it comes. I've got a Ockham in 2 miles. We have to be there at 220 and set flight level 70, and 989. Close enough, but we'll get precise. There's 89. Recheck the speed. 141. We're not going to need the speed brake anymore, so let's get the spoilers armed.
American 142 heavy contact Heathrow Tower 124.475.
124.475 for American 142 heavy.
Negative, tower on 124.475.
Over to tower 124.475, American 142 heavy. Have a good one. Heathrow Tower, American 142 heavy, ILS runway 27 left.
American 142 heavy Heathrow Tower, wind 230 at 14, runway 27 left, cleared to land.
Runway 27 left, cleared to land. American 142 heavy.
All right, guys, so it's going to maintain 7. Our job is just to let it fly it around. We'll intercept on final. We'll arm the approach. Yeah, they don't do this normally. It's kind of cool, though. I like it. Prague, 27 miles, touching down at 14, which is right on schedule, plenty of fuel. Speed brake is extended. I'm trying to arm the speed brake. There it is. Sometimes I overextend it. Now the important thing is not to be fast. There's somebody up ahead of us, huh? Let's bring this down. Normally they're giving you vectors and tell you how far you have to touchdown, and we have to bring that over. By the way, I wanted to check the ILS freak, just make sure we had the correct one tuned and identified. ILS, yep, ILS, ILL, which is it. Okay. Here we go, we're starting down. And let's go ahead and bring the speed back a little bit. And speed is below 245, so flaps 5. Remember, we're supposed to be at 210 on our as we maneuver to final. It's working nice. Yeah, boy, this Beyond ATC, I like it. I'm kind of mentoring. That's what I'm doing in retirement here, guys. I'm cabin's ready. And by the way, descent check altimeter is complete. We usually leave that blank. Didn't particularly like that, but we did. That's coming around nice. It's doing its own constant rate descent, huh? I'll go flaps 15. Do we have the speed? 230. Yes, we do. Flaps 15. Try to get a little better speed control here. And as you turn to dog leg, they want 210 on base. So that's a good speed for us. Just wasn't doing it, so I wanted to give it a little more drag to play with. Oh yeah, look at this. See on base, guys? Let me show you this. Go like this. See that? That tells you on base where you are. So we used to keep that little, as long as we were above that, we knew we were on a constant rate descent. Just not supposed to ever level off, that's all. How do you like that? That works pretty good. Yeah, we just tuned to go to approach and arm that. That gives you your glide slope on base leg. That'll work on this airplane too, all the time. And on dog leg, as we make the turn, they want us at 180. That's all in the reference pages. Take a look outside. Hope you enjoyed this flight. I've really enjoyed being with you here. All right, here we go with the turn. We definitely want the heading slewed around in case we got to go miss. Bring that around, but of course, when it intercepts the ILS, it's going to do that anyway. 180. And then 160 to a 4 DMA. It's slowing nicely. There's the glide slope. Might be able to arm the approach now. Load capture. Coming along nice. And the heading slewed around. We'll wait to glide slope capture. Still on VNAV path here. 180 and then 160 until 4 DME. Right now we are at 10.6 DME. Starting to get a little lag here at London. Don't know why. I'm letting it come in a path. Now if I wanted to, I could go vertical speed, go up and grab the glide slope, but it'll come down here shortly as it levels off on approach. Very smooth, huh? Don't forget, on landing, remember it's a right-hand turn-off, probably November 6th. It should be about 7,000 feet down the runway, and it will probably park somewhere in there. We'll see what they give us. All right, we are 8 DME. Let's go gear down. Flaps 20. And I'll bring the speed back to 160. We got to maintain 160 till 4 DME. And we can bring the flaps all the way to 30. For landing checklist, please. Flaps coming to 30. For landing checklist is complete. 141's final approach speed. All right, there's 4 DME. That's 5. Glide slope capture. In this case, we can set 3,000 in the altitude. For missed approach. And coming up on 4 DME, close enough as they say. On the 300, they can actually see what you have in the window. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's lagging pretty good here. I sometimes get that coming into London. I just tried to change views, it didn't work. So I'm not in a big hurry to take the autopilot off right now because it's not cooperating. It'd be one heck of a thing to hand fly. Localizer, glide slope capture, flare, looking good. 4 landing checklist complete, clear to land. Oh, we're not with tower yet, are we? Cleared for landing. Yep, cleared to land. All right.
1,000.
Stable. Kind of spazzed out on me there for a second, didn't it? All right, that seems pretty stable. We got to give it a shot here. I hate it when it's lagging trying to hand fly this thing, guys. Somebody is on that runway.
500.
Got to go around. It's going around flaps 20. And yeah, there's somebody's on there. He's airborne. Autopilot's off. See how bad it is lagging. Not too bad.
Minimums.
Yeah, it is lagging. Alright, well. A little high.
100.
Yeah.
D.
Oh well.
D. 30. Hi.
Well, after a long night, it doesn't want to steer now. Here we go. Well, it'll always keep you humble, right?
American 142 Heavy, exit right at November 5 Whiskey.
Exit right at November 5 Whiskey, American 142 Heavy.
I don't know where November 5 Whiskey is. Let me see. November 5 Whiskey's on next right here. Pretty good. I mean, I'm sorry about the lag, guys. I don't know what happened. I don't have an Indy Builds visual here. I do own it, but I don't put it on. Flaps up after landing, please. And we'll try to figure out where we are.
American 142 Heavy, contact ground 121.905.
Ground 121.905, American 142 Heavy.
Let's go back here and see if we can contact them.
American 142 Heavy, request taxi to assigned gate.
American 142 Heavy, gate 342 taxi via Romeo Bravo Foxtrot.
Gate 342 taxi via Romeo Bravo Foxtrot, American 142 Heavy.
All right, guys, let's watch this. Let's do here, left here, then right. Let's try that. I haven't ever tried that. Left here, then right. All right. Left here, Romeo Bravo Foxtrot, Romeo Bravo's the next left. No comment. No comment. Bravo. Let's try this again. Looks like this is Foxtrot. Right? How cool is that? How cool is that? Let's see how that matches up with this. All right, let's go to the overhead, by the way. Start the APU. Kill some lights here. And I'm going to come back in here and use this thing. Gate 142 should be on our right here. Anyone on there? I think this is it right here. Yep. Don't know, guys. I'm just going to park it in here. I don't know where it is. Right in here is fine. All right, let's park the brakes. Seatbelt sign. Go to the overhead. Put that taxi nose light out. It's going to blind the guys downstairs. Seatbelt sign is going to come off. APU should be started. APU's running. We can chop them. I don't know what all that lag was on final, guys, but let's go back to the overhead. We turn off the hydraulic pumps. I got to tell you, I am so impressed with this Beyond ATC. I really am. Fuel pumps coming off. We'll get the beacons off so that they can come in. Logos off. Wings off. All the lights are off. Strobe, of course, should have been off when we cleared the runway. Flight director's coming off. Over to the overhead. RUs. ADARUs are off. Emergency lights disarmed. Off. And I'm going to put this overhead lights on. Come up here. GSX.
This
And,
parking is too small for your aircraft. The boarding requested.
American Virgin, I don't know. Cobalt's good. Alright, let's get the checklist. Can you use this for parking brakes? We'll leave that on. Let me go over here on EFB and get the ground operations. Set chocks. Our start unit, we don't need that. Ground power, we can request that. We'll get that connected. Request maintenance, replace tires, replace brakes, fuel brake. Let's get it all fixed while we're waiting here. And then ground service vehicles, request all. Ground connections, we've got all that set. Door management. Nope, we'll let that handle by that.
Passengers to boarding starting.
And pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, parking brakes, we can release that now. Weather radar, I gotta turn that off. And that is the shutdown checklist is complete. And secure is the packs. We'll leave the packs running for the people till they get off. Now let's go out here. I'll go outside. Man, what are we, ground evac? That was fast. Anyway, guys, welcome to London Heathrow. That was a test, a full test of Beyond ATC with instructions. I just had a great time. I really did. Father Time's out. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, join my Discord. Help out in there. We have a lot of young aviators just getting their licenses. A lot of great people. Really good, non-toxic environment. A lot of experienced guys. Some more experienced than me in there helping out a lot. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys. You have no idea. This is my
All aircraft be advised. Information India now current. QNH 0990.
Well, the time's out. Nice job, Beyond ATC.